He is with us, Nick Riewoldt.
Hey, good morning, team.
Nick.
Looking stunning.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. I was a bit late. I got my finger caught in the
in the lift.
in the lift.
Oh, no.
It
Stuck.
happens.
Spud's games tomorrow night, which I know will be close to your heart. St Kilda and Movember are teaming up for the second annual Spud's game, honouring, of course, Danny Frawley.
Yep.
And to reduce the risk of suicide and grow a community of Aussies equipped to look after a mate in crisis.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a huge night for the St Kilda Football Club tomorrow night, and they've done an incredible job in such a short amount of time to be able to get the Danny Frawley Centre up and operational. If you have you been down there, Will? Check
I've
it out.
seen it under construction. I haven't seen it yet.
It's phenomenal. They've done a brilliant job with it, and now it's serving, I guess, as a bit of a beacon for sort of mental health in the AFL landscape. It's still hard to reconcile that a guy like Spud, who is so gregarious and such a big personality and always up for a good time, ended up in the situation that he did, and that's why nights like tomorrow night and there's a lunch today that I'm going to head along to that are so important to make sure that we keep having that conversation. So, well done to the Frawley family, well done to the St Kilda Football Club for putting this together, and it's helping a lot of people. So they've done a great job.
Well, you can buy a virtual footy at movember.com/Spud. All in order to look after the mental health of our mates. It's a wonderful cause.
It is. Yep.
How did you go at the Hall of Fame?
It was great.
Our very own Will Ralston was at the Hall of Fame.
I saw Will there.
I met Joe, Nick's father.
Yeah, Dad was there.
Oh, how lovely.
It was nice. Well, I didn't go with Dad, but Dad works for Fox.
Right.
Foxtel.
What's he do there?
Well, he's.
We don't discuss that?
No, it wasn't a Tom Scully type deal where if I get a job there, well, then you have to take my dad as well.
I was thinking it was the other way around.
No, well, that's right. Dad was there first, so he said I followed him. But no, he was there on a Fox table, and I was there for Fox Footy.
Yep.
Saw Will just dominating through the foyer, rolling through the foyer.
I'm surprised he didn't do any Vox Pops while he was there. In fact, why didn't you bring some content back to the show?
Yeah.
Opportunity missed, and a conversation I'll have later with Matthew.
It was an awesome night. I hadn't been to one before. I went along thinking that Jason Dunstall was going to be elevated.
Tufty.
Yeah, and so that's sort of because he was my hero. So I thought, I reckon Jason's a good chance to get elevated. So if I get the opportunity to go, I want to go along and see that. And then I looked over and I saw Jason had a bit of a sour look on his face, but that didn't really give me anything.
No,
because that's pretty stock standard. But he's got to be close, surely. But it was incredible. So Nicky Winmar got inducted, which was great to see. I've had a lot to do with Nicky over my time at St Kilda. What about Bill Dempsey's speech?
He was the highlight.
You guys spoke about that the other day.
We played the audio of Bill talking about his Sandover.
Simpson.
His Simpson medal.
His Simpson Desert medal.
And you can recount the story if you like, Nick.
Well, he gave the medal to his mother after he won it for best on ground in the Waffle Grand Final, and his mother said, "Oh, thanks for the Simpson Desert medal." He was like, "Well, no, it's not the Simpson Desert
medal."
Yes, it is. So he just shut his mouth. Anyway, Cyclone Tracy comes along. Destroys the house and all their personal belongings, I guess. Chooks got swept up, in the Wizard of Oz type scenario. Off they went, and the medal was gone and lost forever until some prospectors in the Simpson Desert found the medal. So that it was, in actual fact, the Simpson Desert medal. And he told it brilliantly.
Great story.
Bill,
it was a great story.
It was a good story. The whole
BS
crowd.
on it, though?
No way. Wash your mouth out, mate.
It sounds like that could really happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It's needle in a haystack stuff, but those things happen.
And Cyclone Tracy seems a fair way away from there.
It was a great night. It was brilliant. Matty Pavlich, a guy I played a lot of footy against. It was great to see him inducted, and also the two classes that didn't get to have the proper experience because of COVID the last 2 years. They got up on stage, and big John Brown was up there, and it was good to see him.
Now we can talk footy.
Yes, let's do it. Well, tonight's a massive game. Richmond. Don't want to go early on them because I've been accused. Any time I pump Richmond up, it's your cousin plays for them, and your number one fan and cheer squad. And but the Tigers look like they're getting
up and about,
back towards not what they were. They're not what they were, but they're finding their groove. They've got their back line back together. Nick Vlauston's playing really good footy, and they get Carlton at probably the most vulnerable point they've been this year with a lot of injuries. I think they've got like 8 to 10 first liners out of the side.
Yeah.
Shame to see Caleb Marchbank go in. He came back in after 3 years, played the 1 week, and then he goes back out. So that compounds the Wiedering absence as well.
Did you ever have anyone with that sort of long-term injury at the club?
Yeah, we did.
Do you just dance around them, or how do you keep them moving forward?
I mean, there's only so many times you can sort of say the same thing. Keep your head down. We're all behind you. I mean, you do need an incredible internal resolve to be able to keep going to the well on that sort of stuff. And so that's why when those guys come back and you see the pictures of them kick their first goal or get told at training that they're in the team, the players go absolutely nuts because
they've seen the work.
You see the work. Like I spoke to you guys last week about seeing Dan Hanbury at Moorabbin, just in the cold. The rain was coming in sideways. He's been in rehab by himself for a while. It is a lonely, lonely place. Yeah. So only the really, really mentally tough ones survive that sort of stuff. So hopefully he can make it back. But tonight, I don't know. I like a toss of the coin. You're the expert tipster in here, Loz.
I know.
Yeah. Who have you tipped, Loz?
I never tip against Carlton.
Well
so
done.
for me, it's a Blues night.
So that's been your competitive advantage this year, hasn't it?
Early in the season, definitely.
All right. Well, let's go through. And what about St Kilda Essendon tomorrow night? Who you got in that one?
St Kilda.
Okay.
Yep.
St Kilda.
Yep.
Out comes the phone. Loz is in.
hang on.
Loz is doing very well.
St Kilda.
Just checking them.
Check the
what are you
bookies.
doing? You're checking the favourites. Is that what you do?
I usually go the favourites, then I'll do a couple of gambles, and every time my gambles paid off.
Wow.
She's very good, isn't she?
Yeah.
So you're backing West Coast against Geelong?
No.
That'd be a gamble.
Yeah.
Port Sydney, it's not a bad one. I mean, Sydney have been really hot and cold this year.
Yeah.
The Giants and the Bulldogs I'm looking forward to because these teams have got a bit of a history. They don't really like each other all that much. It stems back to the 2016 prelim, where the Bulldogs went up there against all of the odds. One of the great games really of all time, I think, this one, and set up the Bulldogs and their 2016 flag. So that'll be a beauty. Spike McVeigh's got the Giants playing some really good footy. Gold Coast Adelaide's probably not going to reach great heights. I wouldn't have thought.
So.
Gold Coast just get the job done on that one. Well, the 6 game rounds. I'm glad it's over this week because I'm not
like
about it.
No, I don't like it at all.
No.
Would you rather rip the Band-Aid off in 1 week or have it over 2, perhaps?
Yeah, because I think we'd all enjoy just an industry
Just
buy.
a spell.
Yeah, just
particularly
everyone
blokes
just
like
week
you.
off. Well,
who are full-timers.
It's not about me, mate.
For me, it's about you.
Yeah, all of us just get a bit of a spell. But
what about Bulldogs moving to Tassie? What's your mail there? Just firing you up, Nick. Just mucking around.
I like how they do. So this is what we can't fall into, Marty.
Yeah,
we can't fall into when people sort of propose. Well, Tassie want the 19. What if the North Melbourne Football Club moved down? What if St Kilda moved down? What if they're trying to just divide and conquer us.
I know what they're doing. You stay on track. You stay focused.
19th licence all the way.
19th licence all the way. And look, I think all of us agree that Tassie has had such an influential part in the AFL's history that they're due a team.
Yeah.
I just get caught on the idea of 19 because if we're already slightly worried about all of these bye rounds and stuff, what does 19 look like?
Well, you just have a bye,
like full
a team,
bye.
or just a team has a bye.
Yeah.
We've had it in the past. It wouldn't be an issue at all.
And they're persisting with the pre-finals bye. Is that still a thing?
Yeah, that's still a thing. That was brought in because Ross Lyon brought a team across from Fremantle, maybe 2013. Before the finals, where their ladder position could not change.
Oh, and he dropped everyone.
Which was great for us because they played St Kilda.
Right.
So we went out in the last game of the year and had a big win and it was enjoyable and we had retiring players.
Yeah, was that Cozzy,
Milne? Cozzy, Jason Blake, Stephen Milne. It was their last game.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was great for us. But then the pre-finals bye was brought in because of that to maintain the integrity of the competition.
Yeah.
Which... it was a once in a decade sort of event, so I'm not sure we necessarily needed to do it.
Do you ever think about relegation? Has that ever come across your desk?
I mean, it keeps things interesting. Like
if Port Melbourne were up and about and North,
I just don't think we have
that second level.
The second level to be able to support it.
Depth.
But it's awesome. Like the English Premier League, that's what I think makes that.
That's the only thing that's interesting.
Because
you can know the winner 14 weeks from the end of the year.
So then the fight to stay up and the fight for promotion from below becomes as interesting as the race at the top. It would be good to introduce some levers into the competition where it does. Once you get to this part of the year, for a lot of clubs and a lot of fans, it's like, well, what are we playing for at this point of the year?
What about priority pick? What do you think of the priority pick?
Well, I was a priority pick back in 2000. Look, I think it's every case on their merits. So
it's not just a standard thing?
No, well, it used to be. It used to be if you won less than 5 games in consecutive years, you just got one.
But that seems about right.
Yeah, that's probably the measure. But then the whole tanking conversation with Melbourne came in 2009, and that sort of blew that up.
Because then if you're a chance to win a 6th late in the season,
you just throw it.
Why would you win it?
Yeah, well, that's right.
Well, give your young blokes a chance is what I'd do.
Yeah, I think that's the point, Marty.
But that's how you position it.
Yeah, well,
give the young blokes a run before the end of the year.
That's what Melbourne did. Yeah, and everyone saw straight through it.
See how we're going to find new words.
You know what? I reckon if we play all the kids, no one will know. They won't be onto this.
Love to see our ruckman go in the forward pocket.
Who's the guy wearing number 68?
That day that we played Melbourne, the day that was actually like really used as the test case, and I was playing on James Frawley and had not touched the ball at half time. I came out after half time. I'm like, geez, how am I going to shake this bloke? Melbourne were hanging with us. Well, I had a new opponent, Lyndon Dunn. Kicked 6 in the second half and we won by 5 goals.
Yes,
I was like, what a coaching stroke of genius from the D's. They've gone on to bigger and better things though, haven't they?
Oh, they certainly have. Always lovely to see you, mate.